Starting today on your backs, go ahead and make your way on the mat. Soften your spine. Keep your knees bent, placing your feet on the floor. You're going to hug your right knee into your chest. Gently wake up into the hamstring on that right side. We're going to extend that left leg forward. Make sure the left toes are pointing straight up as you hug the right knee in. As you hug the right knee in, feel your outer right hip pull forward towards that left heel. Go and extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe grab the back of the thigh just to wake up into the hamstring here. So you can use a strap or a towel to loop around the foot. If you can grab the big toe on the opposite hand, go ahead and grab that. And then use your right hand to gently press your right thigh forward. So what I'm thinking about here is pressing my right heel up towards the ceiling and then pressing my right thigh forward. Keeping my left shoulder soft towards the mat. And then thinking about reaching my tailbone towards the left heel as I draw the belly button down. And then go ahead and rebend your right knee. And then take that right knee across to the left. Take an easy little twist. The right arm reaches off to the right, keeping the right shoulder down. And then go ahead and just breathe into the upper right chest as you take a gentle twist into the low back. Left hand is guiding that right knee to keep it stable into the twist. Inhaling to lengthen the spine. Then exhaling to deepen the twist. Taking one more like that, inhaling, long spine. And then as you exhale, soften that right hip and see if you can shift it forward towards that left heel. And then undoing the twist on your next inhale. Hug your right knee in one more time. Maybe forehead touches the knee. And then switch sides. Right foot to the floor, hug the left knee in. Once you hug that left knee in, go and extend your right heel forward. Right heel will touch the mat. Give it a nice hug with your biceps, hugging that left knee in, waking up the hamstring on this left side, making sure this left hip is pulling forward as you hug the left knee in. Spin the inner right thigh down towards the mat. And then from there, extending the left leg, grabbing the back of the thigh to start. And then from here, using a strap or towel, loop it around the foot, or just grab the big toe if you can reach it, while keeping the top leg extended. And then using your left hand, go towards the root of the left thigh and then gently press it forward. So my left leg is going in two different directions. My left heel is reaching up towards the ceiling. My left thigh is pressing forward. Some of you might feel this more towards the back of the knee, where the hamstring and the calf attaches. Usually a place of tightness. Eventually, as your hamstrings lengthen, the feeling of that guitar string should start to spread towards the whole hamstring. Try to make sure your low back is even across the mat. And then give it one more deep inhalation, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, see if you can soften that right shoulder and reach your tailbone towards that right heel as that right leg extends forward. And then bending the left knee. Take your left knee across to the right, take a gentle twist. Open that left arm out to the left. And then breathe into the left upper chest. Try to lengthen the spine on every inhale. And then as you exhale, soften into the twist. Taking a gaze over towards your left hand. Inhaling, lengthening one more time. Then exhaling into the twist, softening that left shoulder down. Untwist yourself. And then hug both knees into your chest. Give your legs a squeeze until your low back, your tailbone lifts. Bury your head in between your knees. Go ahead and rock yourself forward and back. Forward and back. Take a couple gentle rocks, each one getting a little more momentum. And then rock it all the way up, standing forward fold. Use your hands there if you need help getting up. Then once you get into your forward fold, make sure your feet are about hip distance apart, and then grab opposite elbows and then relax the torso down. Waking up into the hamstrings a little bit more here. Pedal out the feet and start to feel a stretch, maybe towards the attachment where the hamstring attaches to the glute, maybe high up near your sitting bones. Energize the feet and then slowly slow the pedaling down and just find a little bit of stillness. Energize the toes. Make sure all four corners of your feet are pressing and rooting down. The outer shins are hugging in towards the midline. Engage your quads a little bit more. Look at the kneecaps. See them lift. And then spinning the inner thighs back. Feeling your sitting bones widen. Feeling the low back open up. And then give me one more deep inhalation. And then as you exhale, see if you can lower and reach the torso further down. And then releasing the arms, soften your knees, roll all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up way overhead. And then exhale, bow forward all the way down. Back of your legs should still feel like they're starting to wake up. Inhale to a flat back, extend your spine forward, either hands on the shins or the thighs, and then exhale, forward fold. Roll this up one more time, all the way up to standing. Reach your arms overhead, inhaling. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down, getting out of the low back. One more time, inhale, flat back. Plant your hands, go and step your feet back to a plank position. Pulling your chest forward, making sure the palms are spread super wide. Top chest reaching forward, widening the upper back, pressing the thighs up towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and reach forward. Your knees can come down if you need to modify. Lower your chest all the way down. Feel your chest and shoulders off the mat, cobra. Pulling your chest forward. See if you can use your hands to kind of lengthen out of the low back here. Pointing the toes back. And then forehead to the mat. Pull it back towards child's pose. Give it a rest here for a moment. While you stretch into the hips a little bit deeper. Extend the arms forward, but soften the shoulders off the neck. Coming up to your first down dog. Curl your toes. Press your hips up and back. Down dog. So pedal out the feet in this position. Wake up into the calves, the ankles, the backs of the knees, hamstrings, all the way back. From here, tippy toe your feet. And then from the tippy toes, go and just send your right heel to the floor. Stay up high on that left heel and just reach your right heel to the mat. If your right heel does touch the mat, go and just wiggle your right foot back. Make sure there's some space in between the heel and the mat so that there's constant reaching and extending and lengthening for the hamstring to go. While you're here, go ahead and see if you can move that left hip back a little bit. Square the hips. Spinning the inner right thigh back. And then going back up onto tippy toes. Trying the other side. Send your left heel down. Keep the right knee bent. Wake up into the left calf. And then spinning the inner left thigh back. Pulling the outer right hip back. Squaring the hips. And then tippy toe your feet. Press your chest back. And then reach the heels down. Inhale, plank. Nice and slow, lower yourself all the way down, low plank. Inhale, cobra. Press yourself up. And then pull yourself back, down dog. Right leg reaches up on an inhale, three-legged dog. Making sure that left hip pulls back, stretch that left hamstring on that standing leg. And then come to plank, right knee towards your forehead. Try to press your right thigh up into the chest, push into the mat, dome the upper back, and then three-legged dog, reach back. We'll do one more like that. Come to plank, right knee towards your forehead, lift your thigh up into the chest, and then look forward, stepping in between the thumbs. Make sure your right foot is underneath the right knee. Float the left knee down, and inhale your arms up, low lunge. Soften that right hip back, and then use the strength of your low back to lift out of the hips, and then sink into that right heel a little bit deeper. Turning on that right hamstring, pull and ground into that right heel and pull that right hip back. Hands to the floor, go and give me a half split. Pull the hips back so that your hips stack over that left knee. Slide your hands back. Use blocks if you need to underneath these hands. Pull your chest forward. Make sure the toes are pulling back, flexing that ankle. And then just making sure that left hip isn't bumping off to the left. Hug it into the midline. Give me one more exhale as you bow the belly down and forward down the thigh. Rebend your right knee. Plant the hands. Pick up the back knee into a lunge. Step the right foot back. Lower down, low plank. Inhale yourself to cobra. And then press it back to down dog. Hips way up and back. Go and lift the left leg up on an inhale. Stretch that right hamstring. Pull that right hip back. Lift the inner left thigh up towards the ceiling. And then come to plank. Left knee towards your forehead. Thigh up into the chest. And then three-legged dog. Reach back. One more time. Come forward. Left knee in. And thigh up into the chest. And then look forward. Step in between the thumbs. Right knee comes down. Make sure the left shin is upright. Inhale, arms reach up. Soften the hips forward. Make sure the belly button's drawing in. And see if you can try to roll that right hip forward. But wake up into that front of the right thigh. Arms extending up, palms face in. Soften the shoulders down. Making sure you're not dumping into the low back. Upright the torso as best you can. And then release your hands to the floor. Pull the hips back, stacking your hips over that right knee. Flex your left foot. And then just go and pull that left hip back. So the outer right hip hugs in. Left hip pulls back. Using your fingertips, which are underneath your shoulders. Pulling forward, lengthening a little bit deeper underneath that left thigh. Slide the belly down the thigh a little bit deeper, making sure the sternum is pulling forward. And then rebend your left knee. Pick up the back knee, step the left foot back, lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra, press yourself up, and then pull it back to down dog. Nice down dog, find your foundation, press the hips up, lift the belly button up towards the spine, and then tippy toe your feet. Bend the knees, look forward, exhale, and then step or hop to the top. Flat back, extend your spine forward, and then exhale, fold. Roll yourself up to standing. Reach your arms overhead on an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Finding a nice little flow here. Inhale, flat back. Hands come down, step or jump it back. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra. Pulling the shoulders down and back. Down dog, come back. Once you hit your down dog, inhale, right leg reaches up. Plank, right knee towards your forehead, thigh up into the chest. Try to bring your knees in between your biceps. And then three-legged dog, reach back. Three more, exhale forward. Pull that left heel forward. Pull the chest forward. Three-legged dog, reach back. Two more, exhale forward. Inhale back. Last one, exhale forward. Inhale back. And then stepping your right foot forward in between your thumbs. Left knee down. Inhale, arms reach up. Sink the hips. Release your hands to the floor. Pull the hips back into your half split. Making sure the hands are underneath your shoulders. Pulling the chest forward. The outer right foot is pulling back. Making sure you're not just reaching the outer pinky side edge forward, sickling that foot. Try to reach the inner ankle forward, flex the foot. And then rebend your right knee, pick up the back knee, and then come into a high lunge. Reach your arms up. Sink into that right knee a little deeper. You can keep the back knee bent just so you can make sure that low back is lengthening. Otherwise, straighten the back leg. And then hands to the floor, step it back, lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra, press it up. And then pull it back. Down dog. Left leg reaches up, inhale. 4 times, coming forward, exhale. Inhale, press back. Exhale, forward. Inhale. Exhale. When you inhale, pull back, reach that right heel to the floor. Last one, exhale. Inhale, reach back. And then stepping it forward in between your thumbs. Finding low lunge, right knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach. Sink into the hips. Pull that left hip back, roll your right hip forward. And then hands to the floor. Pull the hips back, half split. Bow your chest forward, but making sure you're not rounding the upper back. Pull your shoulders back and extend the spine forward. Rebend your left knee, plant the hands underneath your shoulders, pick up the back knee, sweep the arms up, high lunge. Squeeze the midline with your inner thighs, sink that left knee a little deeper, and then do the best you can to lengthen the low back and then start to extend that back leg. Hands to the floor, step the left back, lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra, press it up. And then roll over the toes to down dog. Tippy toe your feet, bend the knees, look forward, exhale, step or hop to the top. Flat back, extend your spine forward, and then exhale, fold. Roll yourself up to standing. Inhale, arms reach overhead, little back bend at the top if you'd like. And then belly in, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back, hands come down, step or jump it back, lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, pull it back to down dog. For this next section, you might need your blocks handy. So if you do have them handy, go ahead and grab them. Just one block might be enough. So once you get to your down dog, let's take the right leg, reach it up, inhaling, and then step it forward in between your thumbs. Keep the right knee bent. Inhale, arms reach up, high lunge. Sink into that right knee. Roll that left hip forward. See if you can inflate the upper back a touch. Hands to the floor. This time, hopping your left foot forward about a few inches, 4 to 6, and then spin the back heel down. This way, you can straighten the front leg, and then get a kind of the ability to square the hips. So you're going to grab your block, and then put your block next to your right foot. So adjust the block, whether you need to go high, medium, or low. From there, you're going to ground into your outer left heel, and then give me a flat back. Pull your chest forward. Make sure that left hand can stay flat, and that the spine is extending forward. From here, you're going to take your right hand to your right hip, and then you're going to gently pull your right hip back. The inside of your right foot is going to want to lift. Try to root that into the floor. At the same time, pull your right hip back. And then just check into that left heel back there. Make sure that's still rooting. So you have a sense of the inner thigh spinning back. Extending the spine forward a little bit more. Push into that left hand. And then from here, see if you can hold this. Come up onto left fingertips. And see if you can extend that left arm forward. If that's stable and you're good, maybe reach the right arm forward. Maybe that left ribs needs to roll down a little bit. That right hip needs to pull back. Bicep by the ears. And then hands down to the floor. Bend your right knee. Take the block to the side. And then reach your right arm up. Hands to the floor. Go ahead and step the right foot back. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra. And then press it back to down dog. Left leg reaches up on an inhale. Taking the other side. Exhale, step it forward in between your thumbs. High lunge, reach your arms up. Inhale, soften that left knee, sink the hips. Rolling that right hip forward, straightening that back leg. If you've got a little bit of length that you can find there without arching the low back. Then hands to the floor. Go ahead and hop your right foot in a few inches, spin the back heel down. So just make sure there's a little bit of space between your left and your right foot so that you're on kind of like a wide balance beam. That way you can play with the hips. Grab your block, put it underneath your right shoulder, adjust the height, and then from here, right hand flat on the block, and then push into it, extend your spine forward. Find your outer right heel, the back heel, press it into the mat, and then try and stretch the front of your mat forward with your left foot. Left hand to your left hip, gently pull that left hip back. Continue pressing the mound of the left big toe into the mat, stretching it forward, and pulling the left hip back. Right hip is rolling down a little bit. Push into that right hand, extend the spine forward. Start to feel this in the hamstring on the left side. From here, stabilize your torso, come up onto the right fingertips, and then see if you can send that right arm forward. Keep your gaze down, lengthen the back of your neck. Imagine that left hip is pulling back and your right ribs are reaching forward. Find your outer right heel and right fingertips pulling away from each other, and then add the left arm if you can. You don't have to, it's an option. Keep that left hip pulling back, reach the heart forward, think cobra in the upper back, and then hands to the floor, bend the left knee, step the right foot back, move the block to the side, reach your arms up, one more time. Sink into that left knee, pull the left hip back, hands to the floor, step the left foot back, lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra, and then press it back to down dog. Tippy toe your feet, bend the knees, exhale, look forward, step or hop to the top. Flat back, extend your spine forward, and then exhale, fold. Rolling up to standing, inhale, arms reach overhead, exhale, bow forward and fold. Inhale, flat back, hands to the mat, step or jump it back, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press back to down dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Inhale, bend your right knee, open the hip. Feel that left heel reaching for the floor. Open across the right side of your abdominals into the hip flexor. Top of the right thigh. Then close the hip, step the right foot forward in between your thumbs. Adjust your back foot, step it forward again. And then bring your block back underneath. So block next to your right foot, straighten the front leg. Coming into a twisting pyramid here. So left hand on the block, right hand on your right hip. Outer left heel pressing down, stretch the front of your mat forward with your right foot, but spin the inner thighs in towards the midline. Extend the spine forward, push into that left hand, so lengthen the spine. On the exhale, pull your right hip back, twist your right shoulder over the left. So at first, your right elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling, so your right shoulder stacks over the left. You're just spinning your chest open to the right. And then from here, if you want, you can reach the arm up. Imagine that right hand is still there on that right hip, pulling back. Imagine that left heel is still rooted and your spine is extending forward. Push into that left hand, reach that right hand a little bit higher. And then that's enough. Look down. Right hand comes down, bend your right knee, come up into high lunge. Sink into that right knee, hands to prayer. Go and twist left elbow on top of your right knee. You can always lower that left knee down if you need to modify. And then I want you to lean into your right foot, pick up the back thigh, and then spin your chest open towards that right thumb. Maybe take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Make sure the left thigh is pressing up, the right hip is pulling back. And then look down, release your hands to the mat, straighten the front leg, and then rotate over towards the left side of your mat. Make sure your feet are parallel to the top and the back of your mat. And then from here, go ahead and take your hands underneath your shoulders, pull your chest forward, If it's hard for you to reach down there, you can always put blocks underneath your hands. And then from here, pulling your chest forward, trying to lean towards the toes without gripping the mat with your toes. You're going to take your right hand underneath your chin on the floor, left hand on your left hip, and then push your right hand into the floor. Extend your spine forward, twist over to your left. Left elbow will point up, and then see if you can press your right thigh back. From here, extend the left arm up. So you're only twisting from the mid upper back. Try not to drop that right hip. If anything, lift that right hip. Have a sense of the inner thigh spinning back, and then extend the spine forward a little bit deeper. Twist and lift your chest up towards that left thumb, and then look down. Left hand comes down. Take your hand over to the right foot. Turn your foot forward, and then left hand down. Right arm comes up. You're in a twisting lunge. From here, walk your right foot over to the right edge of your mat so your foot crosses the edge of the mat, and then see if you can spin the back heel down. From here, you'll start to feel a little bit of the IT bend on that left side. Try to push your left hand to the floor, lift your left hip, and then with the back heel down, you're already set up for side plank on that left foot. See if you can slide the right foot back, stack the foot on top of the other foot, and then lift your left hip up. Look up towards your right thumb if you can. Lift that left hip a little higher, and then look down. Right hand down. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra, and then press it back. Down dog. Taking the other side, left leg reaches up, inhale. Bend your left knee, open the hip. Right heel is reaching for the floor, square the shoulders. And then close the hip, stepping your left foot forward in between your thumbs. Grab your block. Hop your right foot in a few inches, spinning the back heel down. Take the block next to your left foot. Right hand on that block underneath your shoulder, left hand, left hip. Preparing for the twist, push your right hand into the block, extend your spine forward. Find your outer right heel, the back heel, root that into the floor, and then plug the left big toe, that knuckle into the mat. Stretch the front of your mat forward. Feel like you're splitting the mat forward and back, and then spin the inner thighs in towards one another. Left hip will draw back. Push your right hand into the floor and create a little bit of a twist. Left shoulder will stack over the right. Left elbow will point up. So you're thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades, pulling that left hip back, and extending the spine forward. And then from there, left arm reaches up, twisting your pyramid. Foundation has to be solid, so right heel pressing down, left knuckle of the left foot pressing forward, inner thigh spin into the midline, and then seeing if you can pull that left hip back. Use your right hand, push into it, think side plank in the arms, and then look down. Left hand comes down, step the right foot back, move the block off to the side, and then reach the arms up, high lunge. Bring your hands to prayer, thumbs to your chest, exhale, twist, right elbow on top of your left knee or thigh, spin your chest open to the left, pressing your right thigh up. Roll that left shoulder back, pressing the right thigh up, bend the left knee a little deeper, and then look down, release your hands to the floor. Go and take a walk over to the right edge of your mat, coming into a straddle on the right side, making sure the pinky side edges of your feet are parallel. Using blocks underneath your hands if you need to. Inhale, heart reaching forward. This time, left hand underneath your chin on the floor. Right hand, right hip. Push into that hand. Extend the spine forward first. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist to your right. So stacking that right shoulder over the left. Making sure that left bicep is spinning forward. And then reach that right arm up. Making sure that left hip isn't dropping. Pull that left hip back. Square the hips. And then twist a little deeper from the mid upper back. Gazing up at that right thumb if you can, making sure your weight is coming forward towards the toes without letting your heels lift. Give it one more breath. And then look down, release your hands to the floor, walk your left foot forward, point the left foot forward, coming into a lunge, adjusting your back foot, right hand down, left arm up, twisting lunge. Strong right arm, make sure that right shoulder's not resting on your ear, pull it away. Walk your left foot over to the left edge of your mat, cross the edge, and then spin the back heel down. You'll start to feel the outside of your right hip, the IT bend on that right side. Then push that right hand into the floor. See if you can float that left foot back, stack the ankles, and then lift your right hip. Look up towards that left thumb if you can. Push into the floor, lift your right hip a little bit more, and then look down, left hand down. Pull your chest forward, inhale, lower, exhale. Inhale, cobra. And then child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths here. Alright, walking your hands in. Coming up into a kneeling position. Inhale, arms reach up over your heads. Go ahead and then take your prayer down to your chest. An invigorating hamstring opener with a couple of twists. Thank you for sharing your practice. Hope to see you next time. Namaste.